caller 10. If you strike out, I will have more tickets for you tomorrow, but you can also go to Ticketmaster.com, of course. Get you hip to what's going on. Caller 10, these are yours. 2 for the Gilmore Project in June. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
If you find yourself breathless with constant laughter, congratulations. Now, could you tell us what show you're listening to? It sounds fun. This is the Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Mm-mm-mm. 35192 if you want to send me a text. If you are watching live at AlanCoxShow.com, thanks. And thanks to Giggles Schmitty.
Oh, Schmitty.
Around these parts, we just call him or her Schmitty. But Giggles Schmitty on the live stream today. While you are there, don't sleep on the contests and promotions. That's when you're going to find your way to Bill and or me for the Bud Light March Mini Hoops Challenge. This is your shot to get to the trip to Las Vegas and compete for $10,000. With Bud Light, we're doing a Mini Hoops Challenge all through the month of March, and the whole calendar is there for you. The very first one is tomorrow night. Bill's going to be at Rookies from 7 to 9. That's in Parma Heights. And then I'll be out every Saturday in March, the first of which will be this Saturday. I'll be at the Brew Garden in Middleburg Heights from 6 to 8. And 2 people win each week, and then we have the finals. We bring all those winners back for the finals on the 23rd of March, and then one person from that, the Northeast Ohio champion, goes to Vegas to compete for $10,000. The national champion. Imagine if you found yourself the national champion of the 2024 Bud Light March Mini Hoops Challenge, and you could return triumphant to Northeast Ohio.
That'd be so cool.
With $10,000 in your pocket. Or since you won it in Vegas, you might have $8 in your pocket. I don't know. At that point, it'll be up to you, and who cares? But the full calendar of where Bill and I are going to be out all month is WMMS.com. Hit the hamburger, and then go to contests and promotions, and you'll see it there. Today is a day that normally doesn't exist. 29th of February is usually not a thing, but it is the very last day that you can use the promo code Pierogi at CLE Clothing Company. You get yourself an extra day to take 20% off, I think, the MMS St. Paddy's Day shirts. If those aren't sold out, those are available. All kinds of great Buzzard gear there. And then, of course, any manner of items with the word Cleveland on them. And today's the very last day you can use the word pierogi and get 20% off whatever you buy. Now, beginning tomorrow, there will be a new promo code for the month of March.
Spring. Flower. Showers.
Madness.
Basketball.
None of those.
Foot.
Hoops.
Sidewalk.
Clover. Lucky.
Hat.
Dude, he nailed it with clover.
Clover.
Well done,
job.
I feel
clover.
like that's a repeat from last year.
Sidewalk, Mary?
I don't know, man. They never make sense.
I like
Keystroke.
sidewalk. That's pretty good.
Keystroke.
Yeah.
Sand caps.
What, you think pierogi doesn't make sense for Black History Month?
None of it
Racist.
makes any sense for anything.
Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm real tired.
What's
I don't feel
well,
very
join
good.
the club. I'm just saying, are you all right? You gonna make
I
it?
don't feel very good.
She's like, nothing makes sense. That's
Nothing
usually a
makes sense.
signal that when Mary goes into nothing matters, nothing makes sense territory. That's when I
gotta
take
do
the,
a little check.
That's when I take the diving bell down and see
I
what she's
didn't
up to.
say everyone's gonna die alone this time.
Are
That's
you on-
usually what I...
Are you
Well,
on?
that's true. There's nothing false about that.
What?
Are you taking new medication, Mary?
No,
Two-
I haven't taken my medication.
She's not taking old medication.
I was gonna say because that's why I'm already not looking forward to the punishment, but like I'm also on like a new medication for my psoriasis, and one of the side effects is diarrhea when you're adjusting to it, so it's new. So I'm like,
good for you.
I'm gonna be pooping lava, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Man, on top of that, we got that one-chip challenge. Hey, lady, I'm over here pooping lava.
So much lava.
With the hurting and the burning leg. All right, well, diarrhea. It is fun. My daughter, if we're watching Jeopardy, which we do, and it's all prescription commercials or reverse mortgages or whatever. That's their target demo for that show. And boy, just getting a kick out of side effects because it's all side effects. The commercials, and we all know this, but it is
so fast.
It is interesting to revisit the way those are advertised to you visually. Is the commercials, everybody looks happy, everybody's running around. That is all to distract you from what they're saying underneath. There's fine print in the chyron, and then they're all having fun. They're grilling, they're on the beach, they're having a great time, they're living their best life. These days, there's no shortage of, there'll be AI effects, or there'll be practical effects, or something, people walking through sets, all to distract you from the side effects, which if you really drill down and listen, it's fantastic because it feels like they're coming up with new ones. Because everybody is, somewhere along the line, fatigue and tiredness became two different things. I don't know what the medical delineation is there. I'm not a physician.
I feel like you could be like mentally tired, like you want to go to sleep, and your body just be very heavy. I feel like there's
maybe that's what they
high.
mean, but somewhere along the line, tiredness popped up, and I thought that fatigue kind of umbrellaed that whole thing. But again, I don't know. I'm not on any of these things. But it is fun to watch them and have them described. Now, diarrhea, in your defense, Poundcake, a very, very common side effect. Better than constipation, or is it? If you're on a new medication, is constipation better or worse than diarrhea?
Worse.
Constipation's worse. I would think
think
worse
so.
because at least you don't want anything in you. You want it out.
Right.
Right.
The method of extrusion might not be the one that you want, but
And constipation makes it seem like you're dry, like you don't have the fluid to push stuff out. That's what it makes me feel like.
yeah.
Like why can't it just fall out or be pushed out? Like it's stuck. Everything's dry.
Mm-hmm.
So, but diarrhea, I feel like you can die. But then again, constipation. If
You
something
can't
stays in
spell
your body-
diarrhea without die. I guess there is no die in diarrhea, is there? You can't spell diarrhea without D-I. Diarrhea. Yeah. So anyway, Clover. The month of March. That is your keyword. Begins tomorrow, and I believe March has 31 days. Is that correct, Mary? 31 days, half March. I think that's how the thing goes. And you can use it each and every one of those days should you see fit.
And then is Easter April 1st this year?
No, it's
Or
like
is-
April.
It's March 31st.
It's March
Okay.
31st.
So we have a April or a March Easter, which
Yeah.
is weird.
Yeah, because we're going to be in Florida.
If it's not Thanksgiving or Christmas, I don't know when any other Valentine's Day, but I don't know.
When is the
kept track
4th of July?
Mm,
Juneteenth. You know what that is?
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't know where other
I guess I just don't think about Easter. I know because in college, Easter always fell along spring break, so I didn't really think about it.
okay.
Is your daughter's spring break that week, like April 1st to the 5th or whatever? Is that the week you're
My
going to
second
Florida?
grader.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yep.
That's the same as Blake's, Brian's daughters.
Yeah, my older
I felt
kids,
like
they're
it was really early this year. I don't know.
their spring break? I mean, my older
Yeah.
kids are on spring break right now. Michigan
No, they're
State had.
not.
Yes, they are. Michigan State's spring break is this week. My daughter's in Florida.
I think they do that on purpose because for tourism, they don't want to be overrun because
You might be right. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Except we
because-
were reading that New Orleans is the #1 spot. So it seems like everybody's going down at once. But I'm not hip to.
But it's just different schools.
The only schedule I know is Michigan State University. But boy, last week in February seemed really early for spring break. It ain't even goddamn spring yet.
Because I remember when I went to Panama City Beach, they had OSU the week before, and like our rooms were trash. Like it was OSU, and then Kent and Akron were like on vacation at the same time. So I don't know that it's proximity, but
Huh.
I think they do that on purpose because if people do vacation, they don't want to be overrun with 50,000 students from one school.
Okay. Now, before I move on from diarrhea, since we're kind of on the subject, to the best of my knowledge, there has been, despite massive public outcry among the customers of this program, despite massive public outcry, to the best of my knowledge, there has been no update in the Bill Squire stairwell fart. So, I'll play the original for you. It's Bill high atop Squifle Tower in the stairwell. Right? Got a good echo there. Now, it's not something you can probably just generate at will.
I just haven't. I'm being a little bit of a perfectionist on this one.
I understand.
And I've recorded a few, and they're just they haven't. They're just kind of puffs, and I want something that really brings.
You want to poop your pants.
I don't want to poop my pants. I just want it to reverberate. Like I want you to be able to feel like you're there with me.
Well, I mention this only because I'm starting to get submissions from the audience.
Oh, well, I
now,
love that.
These will not supplant Bill's. Obviously, his is Exhibit A. But I do like that people are taking the time, that a couple of customers. One of them you could barely hear, so I'm left with one. And this sounds like it's in a very small stairwell because you really, to your point, what you're looking for is that booming echo.
Right.
Right? You want that long decay. This guy, here's what some guy sent me.
Oh, no.
Now, that guy pooped his pants.
Yeah, that one is not like, the stairwell doesn't even play into that one. Like, you don't really hear it echoing. It's just a squirty, wet one. Oh, my God. Are you all right?
That one there.
That one, I have to go home fart.
Right. He might be at home.
Mm-hmm.
He might be in the stairs. You know, when we first moved to Cleveland, we lived in a loft. It was a 2-story apartment, and so we had like a little landing in between the stairs. But it wasn't good for echo, obviously. You've got that great high-rise stairwell.
Yeah.
Here's Bill's. Right? You hear that decay?
That's what you want. Yeah.
That's what you want. This guy, again, I appreciate the submission. Boy, did he submit.
Oh, man.
He didn't have much choice.
Please stop playing that. Please stop playing that. I hate that so much.
I'm sorry?
That's bad, dude.
I think she
Don't
said
say
play it
that.
again.
Stop. Ew, I'm going to puke, man.
I love it. Oh, goddamn. All right. But anyway, thank you, sir, for sending that along.
It's so bad.
But again, this is where we are now. As Bill seeks perfection in his flatulence. And again, I certainly don't hope you fall into the same trap as Poundcake in the earliest days of his podcast. You know, he's like, well, I don't want to do anything until it's perfect. And what he was doing, maybe unwittingly, was wasting probably a lot of great material. And in your efforts to get the perfect thing there in your stairwell, I don't know. Well, anyway, thank you. I'll keep you anonymous, even though you didn't ask me to, but your
that was a guy, right?
I hope so.
Well,
yes, that was a guy. The person who
Yeah.
sent it to me, yes. Adam. I'll just give his first name. That is from Adam. Thank you, Adam.
Adam, thank you for your sacrifice, because whatever you were wearing, you should throw away.
You should burn it
Yeah.
Back in the fire pit and then take care of it after that. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, thank you for doing that, by the way. It's not always easy to do. I like to know where our people are listening. Adam's local. But if we get customer-submitted bureau chief farts in their stairwells, we could end up with a whole symphony. A cacophony, if you will, of people doing that in their stairwells, hopefully to no danger to themselves or the surrounding flora and fauna. I'd hate to see that happen. Mike listens to the show in Seattle. Molly is one of our bureau chiefs in Denver. Justin is in Phoenix. And we have a lot of bureau chiefs in D.C., in the greater District of Columbia area. And I got a letter from David, who listens frequently. He's one of our bureau chiefs in D.C. And I wonder if he hasn't stumbled onto a brand new marketing campaign here. You know, we are constantly complaining about the state, literally the state of play of people who listen to this program on the iHeartRadio app because it can be kind of a choppy experience. It's not always an optimum UX, as they say in the biz. And David said, I was at a meeting recently. He's there in D.C., and he said somebody was talking about how great the iHeartRadio app is. And they said because in Baltimore, you can go under tunnels and it still works. I assume he means through tunnels. I didn't know this person, or I would have jumped in with, they can't even get it to work above ground in Northeast Ohio. So maybe that's something that the company should integrate into their marketing.
More tunnels.
Well, I mean, hey, Baltimore listeners, the show won't cut out when you're in a tunnel. Everywhere else, fair game.
Well, that depends.
Dealer's choice.
A lot of tunnels have repeaters now for signals for cell phones and stuff like that.
All right.
So that might be the case there.
Well, maybe so.
And I also feel like, we goof around about the iHeartRadio app. A lot of it's user error. There's a lot.
Some of it is, a lot of it isn't.
I would say some of it is, a lot of it isn't. No, the opposite.
Yes.
I want the opposite. I'd say a lot of times, we get that all the time with anybody that's like, I can't figure this out.
That's if they're, what I've found is that's when they're listening on third-party apps. When they're listening on ours and they go, hey, I just want to let you know a commercial started playing right when you were talking. Yes, thank you. That's what I'm talking about. And you know how I respond to them. Hey, Tibbs. Hello.
You didn't pick him up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Tibbs.
Hey, Al.
Head's still a little cloudy today. Yeah, not optimum UX there. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you Mr. Tibbs.
That is fine. I have a question for you. Is there any way you can outsource to all of us customers the stairway walking fart? I think that would be hilarious.
I mean, again, this is purely the domain of Bill Squire's gastrointestinal system, so I can't speak to what he's trying to do there.
All right, here's what I'm going to do for everybody. Tomorrow for lunch, I've already ordered my lunch because I want to get one before they sell out. There's a lobster roll that's getting a little bit of hype in the area, so I got one of those.
Where is this?
This is from Martha on the Fly.
This is tomorrow.
This is tomorrow.
Sushi for lunch.
Not sushi.
No, sushi, lobster.
Lobster roll.
Lobster roll. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
like a sandwich.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I have a feeling with all the mayonnaise going on there, we're going to have some good farts later in the evening. So I'm hoping by the time I get home from Rookies in Parma Heights, I will walk up and down them stairs until I get a fart that will make everybody happy.
You'll also probably have one or two Bud Lights in your stomach too, won't
Yeah,
you?
that'll
really grease the
chance,
wheels, baby.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm liking the sound of this. A lobster roll?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Lobster roll, a little light beer.
Mayo.
I think we got a recipe for
Love it.
disaster.
Love it. Make us proud, Bill.
I will.
Indeed. Thank you, Mr. Tibbs. I appreciate the call there. Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Created my favorite game in the world. Have you ever played Guess My Fart?
Oh, I see that all the time.
I haven't played it, but man, is that funny when those videos come up. Those are so good. I love them.
Play it with your kids. It's the best game in the world. It is absolutely.
Yeah, I'd have to guess hers because my second grader is she's like a trucker.
For
But,
those of you that don't know, we got to tell everybody what it is, Bob.
So Guess My Fart. You lean to your neighbor, whether it's your kid, your spouse, or your boss, and you say, Guess My Fart. And they have to guess the fart, and then you let it rip and see how close you can be.
Yeah, they
go,
mouth sound it.
Yeah.
They go.
It can be. You could guess, and it could come out, and the hilarity that ensues. Is amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
It's one where nobody loses because you're going to get
true.
a fart.
Thank you,
That
Bob.
is true. And will we see you at King Buffalo?
At King Buffalo. I would have to double check on that. I like that band. When is it?
tomorrow night at the Beachland.
Oh, no. I will not be there tomorrow night. But
All right.
but
It's
have
sold
fun
out.
in my stead.
Hey.
Thank you, Bob. There's Bob in Akron. We played the King Buffalo on 2 hours to midnight last week. I'm sure we talked about that show, or Pat Butler did.
Yeah, well, because you played some of the stuff, and King Buffalo was one that I was like, oh, hey, I'm into this.
Yeah.
But I can't do that because I'm going to be in Willoughby.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I
you know
like
what
it.
else is funny is not just guess my fart, but cover your fart when they purposely don't do. You know, it's a lot of high school dudes, but it's where they, you used to go, you
You try to make
cough.
it sound, yeah.
Well,
you
the
cough
joke,
over the fart. But
the joke is that you fart really loudly and then drop some books or something, so you never synchronize it.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's
I like
great.
That. I like that kind of crap.
I have yet to see Guess My Fart with somebody and their boss. It's almost exclusively some dude and his poor wife.
That's a deal breaker.
Or the
for me.
girlfriend. Well, I mean, they laugh too. They're in on it. Clearly, that's the kind of relationship they've got.
I don't ever
That's
want a
not how we
relationship
do
like
it at Casa Cox, but I mean, plenty of people are into that. I know Mary and Brian aren't going to do Guess My Fart.
No,
I'll be
never
single
in a million
forever.
years.
Right.
Poundcake, if you had your dream guy.
No, that's
but,
not my dream guy.
But that's the thing is he just
What?
checks every other box.
No.
But he wants to play the fart game. You're out.
That's the point of a deal breaker. That I don't want a guy's personality to be fart jokes.
He just tears it. Well, hey, let's not get on our I hate fart jokes high horse here. We're not talking about fart jokes. We're talking about
actual farts.
Actual, right.
That's even worse.
Honestly, though, of the show, that's really just a you and Bill thing. How often are you hearing me and Cody talk about farts or fart jokes or anything like that?
You've talked about taking some wild dumps and farts like that. I don't.
I'm not
Cody,
saying
do
that.
not
I'm not
talk
saying
about
they
that.
have to be universally
But
funny. I mean, I'm not
especially-
saying you have to find them funny.
I'm
No,
saying,
but what I'm saying is
That
when you're
is
like, let's not get on our high horse about farts, I'm like, actually, Cody and I are kind of in the camp where we don't really talk about that stuff. I feel like a lot of the fart and poop jokes fall to you and Bill.
and I'm saying especially.
You're welcome.
I'm just saying.
I'm
That's
saying
not out of character for Cody.
especially for me being a gay man. I'm gonna date.
Especially.
Especially for me being a gay man, dating another gay man. What is he gonna do? Advertise? He's like, oh, that's what it's gonna be like there later. Like, no, I don't want to know
But
that.
you know where it's going.
I don't want it done on
You
purpose.
know what happens there,
I don't
and
want it
you're
done on
still
purpose.
willing to get all up in it. So I guess I'm a little surprised that would throw you off course.
I don't want to.
I get that it's impolite.
Bask in it.
Bask. All right.
Like,
You don't want to
I don't-
huff it, is what you're saying.
No.
All right.
Get in, get out, go home.
Uh-huh.
No.
He's like, "Are we finished?" Yes, we're finished, my love.
Can I take this clothespin off, please?
Uh-huh.
Want
Let
to
me
be
move away
happy
from
for
your.
the rest of your life. Never make a farty man your husband.
Yeah, get away from get your green cloud away from me. All right, I'm going to break. If you want to send me a text, 35192 to do that. You want to go see KK's Priest? Maybe you're 2 hours to